Alright, this is 5.3, binomial distribution. In order for it to be a binomial, it has to have two possible outcomes. Yes, a success, or no, not a success. That's part one. Part two is there has to be a fixed number of trials, right? So it's out of 8 experiments, it's out of 5 experiments total. Each experiment is not related to one another, they're all independent. In other words, the probability of any given event, the first event, the second one, the third one of the successes, is fixed. It is constant. And you're counting the total number of wins, and you don't care about the order of them. And if you care about the order of them, we're doing something else. That'd be a geometric, and we're not looking at that. So for a binomial, and I underlined the prefix bi because there's two, there's a yes success or no not a success response only. Think flipping a coin. Think polling people on whether they are supporting this candidate or not. There are a fixed number of trials, and most of the things we look at are going to have a fixed number of trials, so it becomes kind of but that's important for binomial. Each probability event is independent. In other words, the probability is the same for the first event, the second event, and the third event. They're not related to one another. And lastly, you're counting the total number of wins. You don't care what order, just the total number. Now, the book gives us this wonderfully heinous equation. Now, if you notice, this first one is really n choose x. Alright, so it's just rearranging the number of successes and the number of wins into whatever order you want. The next piece, p to the x, is just how many wins you have, and q to the n minus x is really how many losses you have. Remember, q is equal to 1 minus p. They're complements of one another. And so if you have x wins, you have the total number minus the wins only leaves you with the losses. So it's all of the wins times all of the losses, the likelihood, right, the probabilities, rearranged, n choose x number of times. Now, we're not going to use this formula. We're going to use the calculator. But some of the questions might ask us to plug it into the formula or which one matches. Now, in the next video, I'm going to go through the calculator. I'm also going to talk about the difference between PDF versus CDF, and there's a big difference between the two.